Bernie H, first in the live chat. How you doing, Bernie? Thank you for popping in. Appreciate you being here. Wait until my computers catch up to me real quick here, and then we'll get this show on the road. Sensei Domino 15. Hey, Bernie and all. Actually, while I'm waiting on this, let me go here and I think that's there. Hopefully. Alright, I think my PC is ready. I'm waiting for my Mac to catch up to me. Hey, great and all right. Awesome. Cards in my car with our Posada. How you doing there, Robert? Thanks for popping into the stream here. Let me get this one up and running, then I can pin my WhattNot Ken Griffey Jr. auction for tonight. We are gonna have fun tonight. Had a bunch of people in my Cal Ripken Jr. Looking forward to Ken Griffey Jr. today. Okay, let me see if this is in here. Yes, I believe that's good to go there. Let me refresh that and pin that to the Alright, there we go. Now I have the link there for my WhattNot auction at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Alright, so we are good to go there. Doing good. We got 4 thumbs up, it looks like already. I think that's one of the quicker times I've gotten 4 thumbs up. Let's see. Bernie, I believe you were here right at $2:01 possibly. I can't see the very top of the timestamp. But we'll go with that for now, because that's what we got. Can't make out. I'd say it was 202, and I think you were just above there, so it might have been 201. We'll go 206. I think we'll be ready to go to get this show on the road. At least today is not a real big biography. It's a small, short one for Alejandro Pompez. Wonder if anybody out there heard of Alex Pompez? Most likely not. But we will learn about him because he is a Hall of Famer. He was part of the pre-Negro Leagues in 1916 to 1919. And then he was with the Cuban Stars 1920 to 1933, the New York Cubans. And then the New York Cubans in 1935 to 36 and 38 through 50. So we'll get into that in just one moment here. Okay. 207 should be any second now. Get the live chat refreshed here so I know I'm all caught up with the chat to that point. So as you can see, we're going to do Alex Pompez. We will do his. He is the last one for the week. Alex Pompez. Alejandro Pompez. we will get into that now. Let me turn off the extra lighting above there. 207, there we go. Alright, so Alejandro Pompez, commonly known back in the day as Alex Pompez, pre-Negro Leagues, 1916 to 1919, he was with the Cuban Stars. 1920 through 33, he was with the New York Cubans, and 1935, 36, and 38 through 50. He was a flamboyant team owner and shrewd talent evaluator, renowned for introducing Latin American players to the Negro Leagues and eventually the Major Leagues. Helped create and organize the Negro Leagues World Series in 1924, won by his New York Cubans in 1947. Served as vice president of the Negro National League from 1946 through 1948, and concluded 7-decade baseball career as a scout for the New York and San Francisco Giants. So there you have it, Alejandro Pompez from back in the day. Okay? We will get into his biography here, and then we'll go into the rest of our content. All right. Alejandro Alex Pompez was born May 3rd, 1890, and passed away on March 14th, 1974. Was an American executive in the Negro League Baseball who owned the Cuban Stars East and the New York Cubans franchises from 1916 to 1950. His family had immigrated from Cuba, where his father was a lawyer. Outside baseball and numbers with illegal gambling. He owned and operated a cigar shop in downtown Manhattan, and he later served as a scout and director of the international scouting for the Giants franchise in Major League Baseball. He was posthumously inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 2006. Logins in the house. How you doing, Jason? We've started opening up the box. I'm sorry, I should have texted you or messaged you, but we're going through the box slowly, a couple packs at a time, just to kind of stretch things out here. So as far as his biography, Pompez was born May 3rd, 1890 in Key West, Florida. The oldest of 4 children born to Cuban immigrants, Jose and Loretta Pompez. His father was a lawyer and cigar manufacturer who had connections to Cuban author and dissident Jose Marti. Jose Pompez was on the board of directors of the Key West chapter of the Cuban Revolutionary Party. He was elected to the Florida House of Representatives as a Republican in 1892. He was a state representative until his death in 1897. Alex and his family struggled financially after his father willed his estate to the insurgency. Alex Pompez owned the Cuban Stars of the Eastern Colored League between 1923 and 1928, and the New York Cubans of the Negro National League from 1935 to 1951. He also helped organize the first Negro League World Series in 1924. He signed numerous Latin American players for his Negro League teams, including Martin Dehigo, Minnie Minosa, and Alejandro Olms. Several owners of the Negro National League, including Pompez, were numbers bankers. Pompez was one of New York's leading numbers bankers during the 1920s, but was forced to join Dutch Schultz in 1932. His connections with the Schultz's organization led to his indictment in 1936 for involvement in policies rackets when New York City County District Attorney Thomas Dewey selected him as one of the targets in a crackdown on New York City racketeering. Pompez fled off to his arrest. He was eventually arrested by Mexican authorities, but Mexican officials refused to extradite him. Pompez decided to return to the United States as a state witness in the investigation. He is considered the only man who survived after turning informant against another racketeer. In 1948, sensing that baseball's integration would change the Negro Leagues, Pompez arranged for the New York Cubans to become a minor league affiliate of the New York Giants. Pompez scouted Latin America for the Giants, and they signed several players through Pompez, including Camilo Pascual, Tony Oliva, and Orlando Cepeda. In 1950, Pompez submitted a favorable scouting report to the Giants on Fidel Castro. He was hired by the New York Giants to oversee their Latin American operations in 1950. Pompez served on the Baseball Hall of Fame Special Committee on Negro League Baseball in the early 1970s, and he died at the age of 83 in New York City, and he was elected to the Hall of Fame in 2006. Pompez died in 1974 and is buried in Woodlawn Cemetery in the Bronx, New York City. So there you go. All so short and brief, but that gives you the information on Alejandro Pompez, commonly known as Alex. Didn't have any baseball cards on him, just his postcard plaque that's in the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. Let me set this off to the side real quick here. Put him away appropriately, and I'll get our next 4 players out for next week after the close of business today. Alright, so let's get back here. Chuck's here, Sensei Locken Posada. Good afternoon, everyone. How you doing, Chuck? Appreciate everybody being here. Looks like I think we got 4 or 5 thumbs up so far. Not worried about it. We don't have to get everything, but we will. Our vintage Fairfield Friday. Okay, we're going to do a vintage. Let me double check here on my stock here. Yeah, I think we're going to do a vintage this week. We're going to do one of Jason's next week. And then we'll have another vintage. And then we'll have a regular Fairfield again. So we'll mix it up for the following Fridays as we go through. Okay? Getting those just in place for our next 4 weeks. So I got 1 more month of Fairfields to go after today's vintage. Okay? So I'm going to put these inside here for now. That one. And the top's 24. And this one, we're going to open up what I call the vintage Fairfields. This is a vintage Fairfield. You say, why do you call it a vintage? Well, it's more than 20 years old. It's a 2002. Actually, it's 22 years old. So the newest card we would have in here would most likely be, and I think we had some the last time, was 2001 maybe, because these were boxed in 2002. So it's a 22-year-old Fairfield. So Fairfield has been around for a while. You can see it's a 2002 Fairfield company from Fairfield, Iowa and Erie, Pennsylvania. So I am going to try and unseal the blister pack here. And then we'll somewhat sort of save the box here, so I can use maybe for a sorting tray down the way. Alright, unless I wanted to save it as a vintage Fairfield box. Guess I could trick everybody and just put old cards and just